Okay, so this is a Google Ads account audit that is being run by an agency. I don't know which one. I mean, I could find out, but I won't go and look for the purposes of this audit. So I'm going to go and show you the type of things that I would be looking at in an account when I typically do an audit. So you can see that in the last 7 days we have had 6 clicks, spent £45, despite the fact the budget is set to £15 per day. So it's actually not currently spending all of the budget. The click-through rate that I would expect if we were in the top 3 or 4 would be around about 10%. You can see is only at 2.65. So we do have an issue with low click-through rate. We've got an issue with the fact that the budget isn't being spent. The optimization score I tend to ignore, by the way. Generally the recommendations it makes are not hugely beneficial. But let's go and have a look and see in the campaign how the ad group is set up. Now, I was expecting to find a lot more ad groups in here. This is a very minimal account with what looks like some really quite broad keywords. Now, in terms of keyword choice, your agency should be working with you to assist you with the keyword choice as to whether this is a good keyword to bid upon or a bad keyword to bid upon. What you do not want to do is be bidding only on the main keywords, the same as everybody else. You definitely are going to want some longer tail keywords that less people are bidding on, local if possible, so that you have got a lot less competition and you've got a chance of winning the ad auction. You can see that in here we've got, as I suspected, really broad, not hugely useful keywords. These are not the type of keywords I would suggesting that you would be bidding upon. And as a result of which they are very rarely showing. So we've got an issue with low quality score. Now, quality score is the match between the landing page, the keywords and the ad copy that is showing. And as you can see, they are not, a very good match is not being created here. Now, I'm actually surprised that it is an agency doing this. I may be a freelancer that isn't hugely, that doesn't have a huge lot of experience perhaps. This does look like a junior agency member may have set this up, so I would be curious as to the background. I don't have any more background as to this one. But the issues here are the fact that the keywords are the incorrect type of keywords I would expect. Far longer tail keywords, several words long, or perhaps web design plus town name or something similar. If we were to look to see what you're actually paying for, which we can find in search terms, you can see that nobody that's ever looking for a boot camp is going to sign up for a web design with a web designer to pay them to do it. They're actually looking for training. And you can see that you've had 2 of your clicks have been from that keyword, and that would have been the same person clicking it twice. So Google will charge you up to twice. Even if they click it 3 or 4 times, it'll only ever charge you up to twice. But you can see that in this instance you have actually paid for both. Anybody looking for anything to do with templates is again a DIYer, so not going to be a good lead. So lots of negative keywords that would be needed here to prevent things showing that you don't want to appear for. So if I go and look at these negative keyword lists, and apparently there are some negative keywords in here. So we've got lots of countries and how, etc. I would expect ideally a negative keyword list. Over time you'll be building it to 1,000 negative keywords. Now, negative keywords are the keywords you do not want to pay for, and they would be things like in the example we just saw, template, templates. You would need to add the singular and the plural. It might be how to or why or what. It might be towns you don't cover and countries that you don't cover, as we saw in that list there. But every day you should be adding new negatives, and most agencies and freelancers on a regular basis would be doing some account maintenance of sorts. I mean, if I just go and have a quick look at the change history. Now, a well-maintained account might not need a huge amount of work being done, maybe a few tweaks to bids, a couple of negatives being added, but we would expect to see some evidence of work being done in the change history. Now, the change history will show you, so you always need to make sure that you're looking at all campaigns. Obviously, in this case, we're only looking at one campaign. In the all changes, that is where you would see the list of the changes that your agency or freelancer were making. So if I were to look at what change has been done in the last 14 days, you can see that we have had an ad has changed. It's been enabled. So a new ad was added in the last 14 days. Okay, so I mean, yeah, this is not a particularly great example of a Google Ads account. I would expect to find many, many more ad groups set up. So you would probably want anywhere from 50 to several hundred, where each ad group is going to be set up around a keyword or a very tightly themed group of keywords. And those keywords, ideally, you need to be agreeing the keywords with your designer before you, before the Google Ads Manager, before you actually kick off the campaign. Now, in terms of conversion, you can see we've had no conversions. Let's go and have a look, see conversions all time. Have we ever had conversions tracking? No, we haven't. So in terms of conversions, you would go to tools and settings and conversions. I'll be doing different videos about conversions, but you would then need to make sure that you had it set up to be tracking. Looks like it has been set up to track, it's just never triggered. That would be down to the fact that this campaign is not, unfortunately, set up correctly, in my opinion. Okay, so just as a brief overview, that is an example of an account that's set up by an agency that aren't doing the best of jobs. So a few changes that I would suggest that you go back to talk to them about there. Okay, bye for now.